Our Law and Justice segment tonight. Before the election, top Democrats were caught on undercover video scheming to incite violence. Specifically to incite violence outside of Trump rallies so they could blame the violence on Trump himself. And now the lawsuits are coming, but not against those planning to incite the violence, against the man who videotaped their plans. Investigative journalist James O'Keefe is facing a $1 million lawsuit for exposing Democrats, and he's here to discuss it. But take a look at the video first.
It doesn't matter what the frickin' legal and ethics people say. We need to win this.
Hillary is aware of all the work that you guys do, I hope.
The campaign is fully enemies.
And then they tell Hillary what's going on.
Well, I mean, Hillary knows through chain of command.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting we wait around. We need to start this right away.
Okay.
On every one of these fronts.
Okay.
What I call is conflict engagement.
Mm-hmm. That's your version of reenfranchisement.
Conflict engagement in the lines at Trump rallies. We're starting anarchy here.
With me now, president of Project Veritas, investigative journalist James O'Keefe. James, good to see you.
Good to see you, Liz.
All right, James, this is quite an incredible story. When I first saw these headlines about a lawsuit, I figured it would be in reverse. I figured these people plotting to incite violence at Trump rallies were getting hit with a lawsuit. But no. You're the one that's being sued for $1 million. For what?
For telling the truth. For telling the truth. And because Bob Creamer is friends with Obama, his subordinate, Scott Fogel, is currently being investigated criminally by the Wisconsin Attorney General. So this is an attempt to silence me and to deter others from doing what we do. It's to try to shut us down. And I said last week, I'm not going to be shut down. In fact, I can't wait to depose Bob Creamer, and I can't wait to go under oath myself to say that I didn't break the law. I don't think he's willing to be deposed. I think this is just a game to try to get publicity and shut me down. So I think it's an attempt to shut people down for telling the truth and to deter people from doing investigative reporting. Well,
if it is a stunt for publicity, he's certainly giving you some good publicity. So maybe when you do talk to him, thank him for that. But this is one of the parts that's very sketchy to me. Now these two individuals, Robert Creamer and Scott Fogel, they were the gentlemen in this video or behind the plots in this video to incite the violence at Trump rallies and then blame it on Trump himself for his hateful rhetoric. We all know that story. These two individuals actually resigned from their positions immediately following when you released these videos. So in a sense, it was an admission of guilt, or at least something that they didn't want to defend themselves on. And now that the story's died down, they're just trying to get back at you.
They're trying to reignite it. Well, they completely disgraced and humiliated. By the way, you said they were let go. Scott Fogel was fired. And Donna Brazille told me, personally, most people don't know this, that she fired Bob Creamer, that she terminated that contract. So everything in this lawsuit, Liz, it actually states that I used a fake Social Security number to enter the White House. First of all, it's true that Bob Creamer did invite us to the White House to meet with President Obama. Our undercover reporter had established such a relationship. Our niece was trusted so much. She was invited to the White House to meet with President Obama. That's a fact that no one wanted to report. Now Creamer's putting it in a lawsuit, but he's going a step further. He's saying that I forged a Social Security number to go into the White House. I didn't actually go. But the fact that I was invited to go meet with Obama during this undercover exercise shows you his proximity to the president. He was fired by Donna Brazille for planting violence at Trump rallies. He admitted to us that Hillary Clinton, it was her idea to put ducks on the ground. Liz, no, everyone keeps talking about Russia and all these things. No one seems to want to talk about how Hillary Clinton herself came up with the idea to put ducks on the ground, as said by Bob Creamer. Now Creamer is suing me. I don't think Creamer is going to actually be deposed. I think he'll exercise his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. But I sure hope he's deposed so we can get to the bottom of who's behind all this stuff.
Right, because the most shocking part perhaps is after seeing these recordings that you made, hearing these conversations, hearing how involved the DNC and Hillary Clinton were in these plots. I mean, these plots to incite violence, it's shocking that they'd have such easy access, that a rather low-level staffer or associate, your undercover journalist, was actually invited to meet with the president here. But James, just to clear up any record here, did you or any of your associates break any laws, even minor ones, during any of these undercover investigations?
No, not, and they don't even allege that we do. They say that we did the wiretapping laws, but in District of Columbia, it's one-party consent, meaning that I can record anybody. He says I breached fiduciary duty. Well, my reporter has a duty to Project Veritas, not to Bob Kramer. We never signed any non-disclosure agreements. I mean, Bob Kramer was not. I mean, he's a particularly soulless individual, brazen. He's a felon. He is a convicted felon, Liz. I'm not a convicted felon. I've been convicted of a misdemeanor for filming inside of a building. He's committed a bank fraud felony. Bob Kramer is basically saying that he's basically saying that everything he reported was true, but he's saying that we breached fiduciary duty. He's saying we recorded people illegally. We didn't break any laws. I'll go under oath to say that. I will. I don't think he's willing to go under oath. I think this is an attempt to put his name back in the spotlight. Thank you, Bob Kramer, for that, for bringing attention to this again. Bringing this up again. And the Wisconsin Attorney General, Liz, said that they were launching a criminal investigation into Scott Vogel, a criminal investigation into the voter fraud. When Scott Vogel said, let's bust people across state lines and break laws, I hope that they do something about that. I hope they hold them accountable.
Right, I certainly hope so, because, you know, the Democrats' talking point, there is no voter fraud. It doesn't exist. We don't bust people. We haven't been busting people for years and years, like this individual said. James, I think this might be another attempt, not just to shut down what you're doing or what you're saying or to hide the truth, but to drain your monetary resources so that you're not able to continue your work. How much is this costing you?
Well, I mean, it could cost us a lot. We had to settle with Acorn for $100,000. I wasn't in the wrong. I mean, that people say, well, you lied about Acorn, James. You know, you settled with them. Well, first of all, it would have cost us $500,000 to go to court. This is what they do. They use lawfare. They did it to David Daleiden. They shut him down. He's stuck in lawsuits for years. Kamala Harris sent people with AR-15s to storm his house in California, in Orange County, not too far from where you guys are, and confiscate his hard drives.
Right.
What they want to do, Liz, is they want to bankrupt us and deter us. So yeah, Project Veritas needs your support. We need financial contributions. We're a foundation. We're tax exempt. It's going to cost me tens of thousands of dollars to defend this stuff, and they're trying to name my reporters and target them. So by all means, if you want to support us, support a legal defense fund, make a donation at projectveritas.com. to help us through this.
Right, and James, please keep us updated as this unfolds, as you hear whether Robert Kramer is willing to go under oath to testify about what he did and about what he said on that video. We're very interested because that's a huge abuse of power.